Hi there and welcome to Story Times with Uncle Bill. I'm your host, Billy Jakowski, and these are my tales. For the first episode, I'm going to hit you with a good one. It's about how I became famous eating a mouse in federal prison. At 21 years old, I was sentenced to 40 months at a low in FCI Fort Dix, New Jersey. When I got there, I had just went through diesel therapy, and I was kind of raggedy. I was not as big as I normally am. I was pale. wasn't hip to it, but luckily I got right in to the kitchen, which is, if you've ever been to prison, it's got to be one of the best jobs in federal prison. Unicorp would be, but the kitchen was where it was at, and how it all got started is when the meal got done and everything was cleaned up, you'd all sit around at the tables and talk and BS and stuff, and somebody had made mention that a guy in one of the dorms had ate 10 flies for $10, and I had made mention that ain't shit. If you give me $1 a fly, I eat a whole bowl full of them things. And they was like, oh yeah, bet you won't. And I was like, yeah, catch the flies. I mean, put your money where your mouth is, I'll do it. And you have to picture, you got all these grown men and white kitchen whites and shit, and they're running around in the cafeteria, swap these flies, and they're missing just as many as they're hitting. But throughout the course of the afternoon, there was a bowl. It was close to 100, it was about 100. It was like out of $100 anyway, but it was a whole bowl, and I was like, I eat any way I want, right? And they was like, yeah. So I put some sugar and some milk in there, thinking it might be taste like cereal, and it didn't. It was actually pretty nasty. But I ate it, and so man, they was like, yo, dude, you a wild dude, that's pretty crazy. And I was like, yeah, cool. I could do better stuff than that. That's just to get it started, because I knew I wasn't going to get no money, and they wasn't paying a lot in the kitchen, and you had to make it. And I always lived for the story, so we was always trying to up the ante. And so the next time I would be approached, I smoked Black and Milds in prison, and I was coming from commissary, and there was a group of black dudes out there, and they was like, yo, Jakowski, come here. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And right in front of them was this great big ass pile of ants. And they was like, yo, man, I bet you won't dig in there and eat a whole handful of them ants. And I was like, yeah, I will. What you willing to bet, though? And they was like, yo, 3 packs of Black and Milds. And I was like, that's a bet I'll take. So I was eating a little ice cream, just the little cups, got the little pull back lid, they got the wooden spoon. I was eating one of those, and so I just dipped it. I had eaten about half of it, and I had just dipped it in the ants. They were biting all over my hand, blah, 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 blah. And the dude was like, man, dude, you're just wild as hell giving me my stuff. There wasn't no fight or nothing. It was easy money to me. So one day we was all at the table, and this mouse had ran up from underneath the soda machine, and they was like, yo, Jakowski, I bet you won't eat a mouse. And I was like, hell yeah, I eat a mouse, but you got to catch the mouse alive. I'm not just going to eat some dead ass mouse and risk dying over it. It's just not worth it. But if you present a mouse to me, I guarantee I eat it. He's like, yo, what you willing to bet? I said, whatever you're willing to bet, man. That ain't nothing to me. Well, what about $1,500? And I was like, $1,500 be fine. Well, I didn't even have $10. So I just knew if it ever came about, I just had to do it. Sometimes you just got to do what the fuck it is you got to do. So as luck would have it, we had this dude from Holland. He used to be all the time like, Beak, let me get a smoke, Beak. He was my man. He was cool as hell. And at the end of the shift, I worked in the, I started out as a veggie prep, but I wanted to be, as crazy as it sounded, I wanted to work the dish room because it was just fast paced, and it was all black dudes, and they were flying, and they made it look fun, and I wanted to be in there, and they got me in, and At the end of the shift, though, the Holland guy, I can't remember his name, but he would get this hot water. The water would be at about 200 degrees. It was, you did not want that water to even splash on you. It was hot as hell. And, but he would throw it, just throw it. You had to just get out of the kitchen, get out of the dish room. It wasn't worth it. He was going to hit you. And I saw the mouse run across the stainless steel thing, and he took that damn water and threw it. And when he hit the mouse, that's all that happened. He died. Ended up sliding across the thing and shit. And I grabbed him, and I was looking at it, and he was yay big, the body, and he had a good sized tail on him. So dude was like, "Beak, you got him, Beak." And I was like, "Yeah, I got him." And he went and got me one of those clear gloves that they use for food service, and flimsy ass, just a clear glove. And I took it, and I put the mouse in the glove and just put it in my pocket up here. They had a little pocket, and I left it there. And we finished cleaning up, and dude caught wind of it. He was like, "Yo, you got that mouse?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got him." And he was like, "You think you can do it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right, man, well, I'm going to go. $1,500 is just a lot of money. You just don't have $1,500. It would come in the form of stamps and tuna and rice. I mean, it would just keep coming for a long time. I guess I could have got some money sent to me, but I didn't never want to go any other route. I really didn't even want the money. I wanted the recognition. And so the dude was like, "All right, well, look, we'll go do it in your building, because Fort Dix is the largest federal institution in the United States. It's just it's a army barracks that they compound that they put a Constantine wire around it and put a couple trucks, and there it is." And so and this is a long time ago. I got to tell you, it's like May of '99. This is all I got there May of '99. This is August of '99 now when this is going down, and so it's a long time ago. But so we're gonna do it later on. It's like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was walking through the compound, and I see my man DC Dave, and DC Dave, I can't even remember where he worked in the kitchen, but I don't remember where now. But he was playing basketball. Me and him played a bunch of basketball together. I hadn't been at this place long, from May, and now it's August. But the guys I worked in the kitchen, I ended up working every day that I was there. So I never had a day off. It's just easier to do time that way. Plus it was in the kitchen, so it was cool. And but me and DC Dave played a bunch of basketball, and we would normally play a book of stamps at a time. And a book of stamps at that time cost $7.20, but it was only worth $5. Like, how the hell you lose $2 and some change, and then you don't got any value? But that's what it was. So and I normally fare pretty well. He might disagree, but it was probably even. Might have had 1 or 2 extra wins. But on this day, I just didn't have it. And I lost 3 games in a row. I lost 3 books of stamps, and with the mouse in my pocket. And man, it kind of fueled what I needed to take place, because I'm trying not to concentrate. There's this mouse in my pocket, you know what I mean? And I know I got to do it because I had bet against it. It wasn't like, if I don't do it, I'm scot-free. I was talking, so I gotta walk it. And so I was coming up to my building, and I stayed on the last building. It was the runway. Every day there was so many C-130s coming in. It looked like it go right through the building. But I was coming in, and there's always a group of people smoking and talking and shit to every entrance. And there's 4 entrances to these buildings. And I was coming in, and there's a lot of Spanish people. It was represented by 72 different countries, like 17 different religions. It was a big place. And the guy was like, "Yo, como ratones?" And I was like, I didn't know what the hell that meant. And he's like, "Yo, man, you got a mouse?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I picked it out of my pocket and shit. And they were like, "Oh, check it out, man, that's crazy." And I was like, "Nah, it's going down. I'm telling you, I'm gonna eat this thing." And so I go up to my room, and I stayed on the 3rd floor. facing where the planes land. I watch them every morning, all day, and my idea was I was going to get some hot sauce and some Kool-Aid, and that would be my way to mask what was going on. And what I was going to try to do was just make it look like I did it a couple times, maybe chew it, look like a fake chew, and stick it in your mouth, and then swallow it. But it didn't work out that way at all. So I got the Kool-Aid, I got the hot sauce, and I got the great big Texas Pete hot sauce, the biggest one you can get in the glass bottle, and I got a thermos full of grape Kool-Aid. And there was people asking me and looking at their mouths and shit. And I was in my room, and there was 18 men in there, and it was like 4 of them that we were real close, played games and all worked and everything. And they was like, "Yo, man, you really gonna do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm about to do it here in a minute." And he was like, "Yo, dog, you should see the crowd in the hallway by the bathroom. It's pretty intense." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm about to go out there, and I'm trying to psych myself up and shit. And this mouth is kind of heavy over here. It just keeps getting bigger, And so I just said, fuck it, let's go." So I came out of the room, and to the left would be to the bathroom, and you can't see down the hallway. They're just people. And so I'm coming and shit. And they're like, "Yo, there he is. So they cleared a little space for me. And so when you walk into this bathroom, there's 6 sinks, and directly across from it, there's 6 stalls. Right before that, there's a little hallway. That's where the showers are, and you go back, but you can't see them from where we are. And so I go to the corner of all this, and back to the back, it shoots off in the L, and there's like 4 or 6 urinals, I can't remember now. And in front of those is 4 big ass bay windows. We're on the 3rd story now. So I go back in the corner, and so when I look to my left, I see the 6 sinks, and when I look to my right, I see the 4 to 6 urinals, and these windows right here, and there's people asshole to elbow. The stalls have got at least 5, 6, 7, 8 people. I mean, they're just hanging over the top. You know what I mean? They're just so many. There's I've never really seen so many people in a bathroom. It like hundreds, just a lot. Anybody that was there, like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell them about it. So the guy that I originally made a bet with was a dude from New York, Puerto Rican Mike. He was a Muslim dude. Man, I hope you see this. Tell him what the deal was. So he was in the corner with me, and he was like a hype man for me, man. He really helped me get through it. He was like, "Yo, man, you think you do this, man? You got it?" Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Yeah, I got it." He was like, "Yeah, you sure? You sure?" I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Smack me a couple of times." He just smacked the shit out of me. Pow, pow, pow. "You got this, dog? You got it, man? You ready?" Yeah. I was like, "Yeah." So there was a sink right there, and there was a little shelf, and I put the hot sauce and the Kool-Aid on the shelf, and I took the mouse out and took them out the bag, and the dude, Mike, picked it up and showed everybody and shit, and he was like, oh. And this is like really the first time I'm seeing it to where I got to do the deed, and I was like, damn, that thing is a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. So he was like, "You ready, dog? You ready?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Go." He's like, "Just go. Just do it, man. Just do it. Go. So I took the hot sauce and I opened it up and I just started chugging it. I don't know really what I thought that was going to do. Maybe I was hoping it would do something. Wasn't going to make it taste good for sure. But I was chugging, and man, I really wanted to throw it in the middle and make it look like I was fake chewing, but when I threw it in my mouth, the first crunch was all head, and it just, and something I didn't count on, something I didn't expect, something I didn't think this shit through. I was just doing something that I had to do this now. But when I bit and I started chewing, that tail, I mean, it was hanging way out there, and it was, I think as soon as I threw it in my mouth, there was an eruption of puke. I mean, it was, and you gotta understand and picture this. There's no room. You're throwing up on somebody. You're really, I mean, there was, and think of the smell and that, and it's just going on. It's over the stalls. They're puking they're puking in the urinals. They're puking out the windows. They're puking in the sink. Matter of fact, the only two people I know for sure didn't puke was me and this dude. He was like, dog, keep it together, nigga, man. You got this shit, man. Don't fuck everybody around you, man. Concentrate, you got it. And I got it. And every time, and after the first bite, I thought I had it. I was chewing, you know, and I kept chewing and kept chewing, and his tail was hanging out, and it was bothering me, and I didn't know if I could pull it off, you know, and if I pulled it off, would the guts shoot out the ass? And I'm wondering if the guts is in my mouth now, and because I'm occasionally drinking the hot sauce every 10 or 15 seconds. I'm drinking the hot sauce or drinking the Kool-Aid. I've got my whites on. I've got my kitchen whites on, and they're covered in hot sauce. For the next 2.5 years that I was locked up there, they said there was blood everywhere, and I was savage about it and shit. Most of that's made up. It was just hot sauce, but let them tell the story. It was a good one. So I grabbed the tail and it came off and caused a whole nother eruption, because I took it and I tried to throw it out the window, and it had bounced off the window. It hit a few people, and they just started throwing up again. And it wasn't like I wasn't vulnerable to throwing up. I don't know how many times that happened. I thought, oh, Jesus, you know, I need to hurry up and get this over with, because the smell, it never really stopped. The whole time that this was going on after the first bite, somebody always stayed puking, and I don't know if anybody cared. It wasn't a fight, it wasn't a brawl. There was just me chewing a mouse. And so I kept chewing, and it just got to a point where it was like a stalemate, because I couldn't do no more with it. And I reached my hand in there and I put the mouse over here like some chewing tobacco. And I was like, dog, I can't break the skin. I don't know how to. We got to get a knife or something. I got to cut this thing up. I can't get through the hide. And he was like, oh man, I didn't think about that. Hold on, dog. Let me go check. So he left. So I'm just standing there, all this puke. I'm surveying shit now, and then I just close my eyes because I don't want to look at it anymore. It's bad. And I don't know how long he was gone or anything, but he came back and he was like, look, dude, you won. Everybody involved with it. You guys probably like a little group collection or something. Everybody involved. They done puked and left and said you won, but you got to chew for 5 more minutes. And I was like, bet, man, maybe I could get it down. Because I had heard I won. You know what I mean? That's all that mattered. I won. I won $1,500. And so I sat there and for 5 minutes. There was a countdown at the end. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And I tried a couple more times. And I did take a hat and I tried to like the tail, but it just wouldn't break. It was legitimate. It wasn't no half-ass. It was a legitimate shot. I couldn't get it. And then I just spit it out, and it looked like a mouse that was inflated. It pretty sure ate everything that was inside of them. The bald spots and stuff. And I drank the rest of that hot sauce and the rest of the Kool-Aid, and I couldn't go nowhere without, yo, Comaratones. Yo, dude, did you really eat that mouse? You didn't see it, did you? Yeah. And sometimes it would bother me because people were like, yo, you nasty, those are nasty things and shit. And for those people, I would tell you, look, man, if you ain't willing to fight, I wouldn't be talking about it because, you know, that happened. That you could say whatever you want, but I was famous. I was famous, and it was it was not cool, but that's how I got famous in federal prison. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Leave a comment. I'm gonna have a bunch of videos. I got a bunch of stories. I live to tell the story. So I got about 1,000 more. I'm gonna try to bring them every day. There's no reason not to. Stay safe during this coronavirus. Y'all have a good day, and thanks for hanging out. Goodbye.